Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start with the video of the YEET Resurrection episode 2. Enjoy the episode and subscribe if you want to see more, and press that like button if you enjoyed it.
I don't wanna fight, I just wanna see you. Please give me a sign, yeah. Please give me a sign if you wanna go. Please give me a sign, yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started. This is the 2-valve GT 4.6. So this is an automatic 4.6 V8, which yeah, we know it's automatic. I told you in the other episode, we're gonna swap it eventually, but we're gonna go ahead and get all of this out of that car. We're gonna take this brake booster right here, which applies positive pressure instead of negative pressure, I'm pretty sure someone was saying. But either way, we gotta replace all this and all the brake lines to the brakes, and we already have the calipers from this car on that car since we kept the calipers on that axle. So we're already a step ahead there. Now all we gotta do here is just get the brakes off the front end of this car and everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting most everything out of the engine bay that I need to get out, which is gonna be like this fuse box right here, the harness and all that stuff right there. I'm gonna go ahead and swap the entire harness of this car into that car so there's no issues at all. It should be pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead and take the bumper off and the radiator out and all that fancy stuff, but this thing should be pretty solid here in just a few. So I guess without further ado, let me go ahead and start tearing into this thing. All right, so I'm gonna put on some gloves. That is definitely a needed experience. So luckily, I know these cars like the back of my hand, so it's going to be pretty easy to do all this. And luckily, Caleb filled the radiator with water instead of coolant, so we can just drain that like it's normal. Don't have to worry about anything. I'm still going to use a catch can, but won't have to worry about it spilling too much. I guess let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and pull the intake off. I guess that's going to be step one. So I'm gonna put this right here. There we go, already freeing up a little bit of space in here. I'm gonna be deleting the AC system. I'll have to get that professionally drained. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. We got a buddy with some sort of vacuum bleeder or something that he'll be able to do it with. Oh, yeah, that's definitely the way they're supposed to be. Oh, there that goes. There goes the fluid. Oh, I dropped fluid on my keys. All right, what are we dealing with here? That's condenser. All this stuff is gonna go bye-bye. Well, once I get this AC system out, we'll be able to, or at least undone of all of its stuff, then we can wait for now. Well, let's go ahead and get some of this stuff off. This is the AC stuff, and we are not swapping AC into the new car. It's a race car, so we don't need all that fancy stuff. Man, these mosquitoes are bad. Alright, now those are disconnected from the condenser. Alright, I have a gas line tool. I don't know if it'll work for that. That looks kind of big. These lines get super brittle, so AC lines are super easy to get out. Actually, I can put trash back there and good stuff over here, so I can put the good stuff over here. That's what I'm gonna do. So we got vacuum lines. I'll keep that on the engine. This is the preferred method. It's at 6 a.m. Don't wake up your neighbors. Oh boy. Ah, it's on me! I thought this was drained. Well, this shirt's ruined. Alright, there's fuel line, harness, vacuum. I despise AC. I'm just kidding. Good morning guys, and right now I'm going to go ahead and take a step in a different direction in this video. I'm actually going to start working on more of the cars because I know y'all like seeing everything in the videos, so I'm going to go ahead and work on the drift car right now. We have a radiator over here, and if you see this guy, this is one of those nice aluminum eBay radiators that basically is just a lot thicker. It's going to have way better airflow when it comes to this guy. There's some nice aluminum welds on it, but this is going to have a lot better airflow than the stock Mustang radiator, so this will be good for drifting. So we're going to go ahead and slap that guy in there. And the tools you'll need for this, if you have a Mustang that is just a V6, is literally a pair of channel locks and an 8mm socket. So let's go ahead Get started with this guy right here. I never put water inside of this radiator, so we're gonna go ahead and just swap this out real fast. And since I like racetracks are very big on using water instead of coolant, because when coolant gets on a track, it makes it super slippery, especially on a drag strip or a road track or something like that. People don't like a slippery spot because that's bad for traction and it could actually be dangerous. I don't know, man. This might have coolant in it. Oh yeah, it did have water in it, but luckily it was just water. And I would also know I put it in there. It was just from the water hose. Grab the radiator fan, and this guy should pop straight out. Now, this is nice because this radiator was cracked from the beginning. All right, that radiator is good. And look at this. This is the difference between the first radiator and the second. It's literally just a lot thicker. So it's gonna be a lot better cooling between this guy and the other guy. It's gonna hold a lot more fluid. Oh, I didn't even need to take those off. I guess they already had some brackets for me. I do need to replace this clip. There we go. And that'll work. Ooh, maybe this isn't for the right fan. Nope. Radiator fan ain't gonna work for this. All right, well, I'm gonna have to get some custom radiator fans for this because I think the V6 one will not work. All right, there's that. Well, this isn't even the right radiator. Well, that's great to know. I mean, that's two of the same exact deals. Ugh, tragic. I might have to make a new bracket for it. I'll at least have enough for a mount. Might possibly have to make a new bracket, which is kind of sad. I didn't want to have to make any custom stuff, but I guess this radiator for a Mustang from eBay doesn't actually fit Mustangs. Well, she's installed 75% of the way. I just need to figure something out with that. That's whack. And secure it over here. Man, I wish things didn't have to be rough like that. Just have to get a different tie down for this. All right, so now we have a radiator on the drift car. So we'll have a little bit of airflow. So now we can actually drift this thing. I'm gonna have to get some fans for it, which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it's gonna be nice. I'll be able to get some nice high flow fans. Until then, I'll just push this out of the way, and heck yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Freaking flight gear. Tanner's turning into a pilot. Dude, what? So, lately, I've been getting cuts from my boy Jason at Nappy Cuts, which is a place in Ruston, which is a local place that we go to. And he's been cutting my hair, giving me fades because I've never had a fade before I met Caleb. And I was like, I gotta go to a barbershop, get me a fade. So we went there, got one, and honestly, I'm never going back to a regular barbershop to listen to some middle-aged women talk about how they hate their husbands, because that's every freaking barbershop, like every just name brand barbershop. So we're gonna go to an actual barbershop, get some fades. Tanner's never had a fade before, so we're gonna get Tanner a fade. Let's do it. So we just got to Nappy Cuts. You ready for this? You ever got your hair cut in the house before? All right. Tanner's first time getting a fade right now. Brought him my boy Jay some. If y'all ever go down here, hit him up. He's gonna hit you up with a fade. Man, just lined me up. Looking fresh.
I'll see if I can make my guy look like Pokemon. Nah.
Got our hair done at the Degum barbershop house. This thing, okay, so like you go in and it's a house and it's like, it seems interesting, but honestly, like there's such good people in there, man. I love Jason. He has been doing me right since freaking, I think Sean took me here and Caleb's been going here. They've been doing us right for a long time, so it's time we give them the appreciation they deserve. All right, guys, so we're at Keaton's house and we have witnessed our first problem with the truck. So I've been dogging on it like crazy, and I think it's finally time that the truck gave out. The starter bolts got loose. So we need to go ahead and tighten those, because that is no bueno. So the starter is right there. If you can see, that thing came loose. One of the starter bolts came out, and it looks like that's the starter wire, and that came out. So we have to put the starter wire back on this thing. Oh, it just literally came. Okay, I was thinking it broke in half. Luckily, it just came out. That's good news. I was thinking that whole entire thing was broken. So that's somewhat good news. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and bottom out this bolt right here. These trans lines are kind of in the way, but I'm gonna go ahead and bottom that out so that way this thing will stay somewhat down so I can get it started, so I can get a second bolt at the store for over here, because I think that's the one that fell out because it's got wiggle room over there. Tighten this right here, and hopefully she should be bonded good enough. Just got to make sure that this starter wire is on in the correct position. Got to find out kind of where that is too, but we'll get it. All right, so I just got everything inside of here. Do you mind filming? Hopefully this thing turns on. That would be great. So what happened when I parked here was I parked in this exact spot, and I go to turn the truck back on, and I hear and it's just the starter not making sounds it should make. It's because the teeth aren't lined up directly how they should be. The starter was backed halfway out, so they were barely making any contact. Now I just got to make sure we have working starter. I'll put the starter wire on. Hopefully it works. took her a second, but she's on and she starts. So I guess that's good. Good stuff.
All right, guys, so we went ahead and got the truck fixed. Oh, the camera's cold and it's hot outside, so but either way, I wanted to show y'all something before we left. Okay, I'm not showing you anymore. I'm not showing you anymore. Thank y'all very much for watching. Have a great one. Remember to freaking send it. Look forward to the next one. Be great.